Hello and welcome to the Better in Business podcast. Okay, my friend, we are into part 2 of the Time Tech AI Lead with Purpose and Team series. And in this episode, we're going to dive into tech as it relates to helping you do better in business. If you're like, I'm not good with tech, listen up. If you're good with tech, listen up, okay? I'm going to jump into this and I'm going to continue the conversation from the last episode so we can expand on that together. And think of this 5-part series as a course, like an audio course that you can go back and listen to again in order to get across all of this to help you do better in business. That's what this is all going to be designed for, a lot like a course. Now, I am going to see you inside the episode. You've tuned into the Better in Business podcast, and I'm your host, Jeannie Savage. I'm a multi-award winning business veteran and head of the Strategic Bookkeeper Network. My network of strategic bookkeepers is dedicated to helping entrepreneurs do better in business. This podcast aims to challenge your thinking. If you're not thinking the right way, how can you act the right way? Each episode will dive into key drivers of success, which I also call the rules of the game. Learn the rules and play to win. Let's go. I like to start every episode by reminding you that it is globally recognized that pillar number 1 for success is up-to-date, accurate bookkeeping, which is the only way you can see how your business is performing in terms of profit and cash. If your books aren't right up to date, visit betterinbusiness.global, drop me a line and I'll connect you with a certified strategic bookkeeper. Fire your bookkeeper and hire a strategic bookkeeper. Bookkeeping is a cost, whereas strategic bookkeeping is an investment that averages a 10x return on the fees. Okay, so it is absolutely essential that you embrace tech to do better in business. And your options are really option 1, embrace tech and really jump into it and do a lot of it yourself. Option 2, collaborate with your team, which is definitely the one that I do. And then option 3 would be delegate it all to your team. But totally with option 3, you're going to be someone who believes in and embraces tech. And I'm going to give you an example. So with option 3, one really good example I can give you is my father. And you'll see other examples of really high-profile successful entrepreneurs that you may not know aren't really across the tech, don't get involved in the tech, okay? And you'll never know that because they're not going to come out and say, oh, I'm not techie, I'm not tech savvy. In fact, think about high-profile successful entrepreneurs. Do you see them turning up doing negative self-talk generally? No, it's all positive self-talk. And we are going to really link in last episode where we talked about mindset, we talked about a lot of things into this episode around tech today, okay? Because this is an ecosystem and that's why I'm doing it as a series. So back to the example of my father. Now, absolutely, when it comes to mindset, there was no negative self-talk there, okay? No negative self-talk at all. And this is a man that, with his last venture, as you may remember, I helped him grow from 0, but then hit the $10 million mark and kind of went, we think we'll grow it to 100 million before looking for a public company to acquire us. So I was really kind of involved in that 10 to 100 million growth phase. Now, this is a man that couldn't read or write when he entered into adulthood, okay? So there's a long backstory there, but he couldn't really read or write. My mother could. My mother was a management accountant and my father was really, really great in sales, okay? So go figure, I've ended up a management accountant, aka strategic bookkeeper, who has a particular skill set around brand marketing and selling. Now, no negative self-talk, okay? So it wasn't, well, because I can't read or write, I'm really limited and I can't start my own business. No, none of that. So just going back to the last episode, which if you haven't listened to, please do so, where I talked to you about mindset, productivity and mechanics, we're just touching on mindset here. Because if you're turning up as someone who says, I'm not good with tech, so I can't do this, I'm not tech savvy, I'm not smart enough for this, okay, then you've got that roadblock number one. You've got this giant hurdle that you can't leap over to get to productivity and mechanics. You're never going to get to mechanics, the things that you need to do, if there's a negative self-talk and failure, okay? So, for example, with my father, he is not someone who really wanted to do the tech stuff himself, but because of his no negative self-talk and his abundance mindset and his big picture thinking, he used to say, think big, act small, which is a real thing. I think there's a book on that. Because of all of that, he absolutely loved tech. He loved the potential for what it could do in his business from very, very early on. As soon as there was any tech, and I'm talking before computers and so on, right through till we had tons and tons of tech, as soon as there was any kind of tech available, he would get his business to acquire that intelligence and move ahead with using it because he had the ability to be a futurist, look into the future, but also he didn't limit himself with limiting beliefs that didn't serve him, okay? Some limiting beliefs, like I can't jump off the roof of my house right now without probably hurting myself, serve us, right? But on the whole, there are so many limiting beliefs that we put in place that create these barriers that mean we end up being one of the shocking business failure statistics, okay? And they're usually, I'm not tech savvy, I'm not smart enough, all these things. So I'm giving you an example of an iconic Australian entrepreneur that couldn't read or write. He says that one of the things he finds that helped him be successful is he says, Jeannie, I couldn't really do a lot of things, which means I didn't get caught up in a lot of things. I could just do a few things really, really well. Now, you can flip that on its head. And that same human could say, I don't have many skills, I can't do all the things, I'm never going to be successful. So in this episode on tech, I really, really want to link through to the mindset that we talked about in the last episode, okay? So can you see how that same story, right? So I'm not very good at many things and therefore that helps me be successful. That same story can be told as I'm not very good at many things, therefore I can't be successful, right? So we decide on our mindset. We are the captain of our ship. So coming back to tech, I reflect on this as an example. And again, think about Richard Branson or a lot of other entrepreneurs where do you see them doing the tech stuff? No, you probably see them turning up and maybe being what I call the performer in the business and the face of the business. Now, there are some successful entrepreneurs like myself. I really like tech, okay? I got into tech early. I was I was almost forced into it working in the family business, and I learned to love it. My mother loved tech as well, okay? But it doesn't matter. The moral of the story is it doesn't matter whether you are zero good at tech or you are amazing at tech, the advantages are the same. The only difference is the adventure you choose. So adventure 1, do it all yourself. Adventure 2, collaborate with your team. And adventure 3, delegate 100% of it to your team. So going back to, and just mentioning that's because just like my father recognized early on, you need to embrace tech. My goodness, you need to embrace tech. Tech will make everything in this ecosystem work. You won't be able to work with team efficiently without a good tech stack that works for you. Tech will make communication work for you. And I can tell you right now, comms, communication, same thing. We shorten it to comms. If you ever hear of anyone say, oh, comms, and you think, what the hell does that mean? They're generally saying communication. Communication is one of the big keys to so many parts of your business. Okay. When it comes to marketing, I talk about communication as a secret marketing weapon. Tech. You need to be tech savvy. But when I talk about be tech savvy, as I say, choose your own adventure. So I love tech, and the reason that I collaborate with my team is because I know you won't win the game without a winning team. Show me a successful entrepreneur that you know, and you're going to find a team led with purpose. Okay. And we're going to dive into that in another episode. But when I delegate and move out of the tech, which is always a little bit for me like, oh, damn it, I don't get to spend my time there anymore, because I've got bigger fish to fry, okay? I need to work on the parts of the business that require me, and any of the part of the business that doesn't require me, I need to lead with purpose and recruit and manage team to do that. So that's why I choose adventure number 2, collaborate with my team around tech, okay? At the time of recording this podcast, this is how important tech is to me and to you in business. So it is the 3rd of February because I batch record using amazing tech. Okay. And we have just engaged AI her way, the amazing Nikki Sweeney. We have invested quite a lot of money, a 5-figure sum, in an AI project. And in this project, what we're doing is it is a done with you project. So in the last few episodes, if you've listened, you will hear me talk about when you're getting help from someone, you're either going to get a help that is, okay, here's something you can do yourself. You can buy it from me for $9, $900, whatever. And then off you go, you and your team can do it yourself. That can be fantastic. For example, my team and I might buy a course or a resource and then implement ourselves, okay? Number 2, done with you, and that's what I'm doing with the amazing AI her way, Nikki Sweeney. Feel free to look her up, amazing data doctor. You heard that right, data doctor. And then you've got done for you. So with Nikki, we said, okay, we want either done for you or done with you, and then she did what I talked to you about us always doing when we're looking at what you need. She did an analysis of our business and our team and our needs, and she said, you know what, I really think you guys should go with the done with you, because I want to transfer a lot of intelligence over to you and your team, because I've identified that you guys are really well positioned to move forward and do a lot internally, and that's going to serve your business, okay? So that's why we've chosen the done with you. But just to reiterate, I've put 5 figures into this AI project because tech is revolutionary to your business, okay? Now, I'm going to take it back a step. So that's where I'm at. Now I'm thinking back to a client that I worked with, and he was a trade business. And he was out there doing it. He had 1 or probably 2 technicians with him at the time doing the on the tools work. Let's call him an electrician, okay? So I'm going to keep few details private there and change a few things just for privacy. So electrician, we'll call him Tom. I love using that name. So Tom, electrician, he had 2 electricians working alongside him. And sometimes he was really, really busy, and other times he was dead quiet. And he was on the seesaw of win the work, do the work, win the work, do the work. And it'd be like, oh my God, there's no sales, there's no revenue, I'm panicking. Oh my God, I'm so busy, I can't cope, I'm letting people down, right? And it's a common tale when we're talking about this story. If I go over to the Business Mastery Blueprint, so I'm looking at that now, and you get a copy of that in the show notes every time. So I'm looking at that, and we're looking here on the left-hand side. It says, before you answer the door to a prospect, nail the left-hand side. That way you'll avoid building busy rather than thriving. And then on the right-hand side is the process of generating pipeline and also running your business. Okay, what was happening in his business is he lacked the education and the assets to really create a pipeline of inquiries that just fed him. And then he also lacked the structure to really be able to strategically, proactively do what he needed to do to handle capacity and to not let anyone down and to not miss out on quotes that he should be doing and following up on, and so on and so on, okay? So these are the things that were happening. Now, he was an entrepreneur that would use some negative self-talk, and that is really, really common. Like if that's you, if you're going, well, yeah, of course I say what I'm not good at. Like that's what I do. awareness, acceptance, action that I talked about in the last podcast. Become aware if you're doing any negative self-talk and make a commitment to change it. Okay, I do that all the time. I try and identify the little areas where I'm saying something negative about myself. And because my top two values are courage and honesty, I always want to show up honestly. So I'm not going to tell you I'm good at something I'm not good at, but I can change the story. I can flip the story. So if that's you, think about how you can flip the story. And I'll give you an example. I always used to say, I'm terrible at interior decorating. And everyone says that can't be true because your home is just beautiful. And I do a lot of it myself. So then I asked myself, well, what am I good at? I'm good at listening to interior decorators no matter where I find them, right? In a shop, anywhere. I am good at identifying a plan that comes out of their mouth. I am good at wrapping that into a plan for myself. I am good at executing a paint by numbers plan. I am good at using tools like Pinterest and Instagram, and I'm good at understanding what might not be my zone of genius so I can leverage all those people to get an incredible result, even when I'm doing it myself, right? So I DIY pretty much all of my decorating with just bits and bobs of help. So I can tell that story differently. I can say, either I'm terrible at interior design, or I can tell a story of what I'm good at. Okay, so I just want you to think about that in terms of your self-talk. So with this entrepreneur, he kept telling me I can't use tech, I'm not tech savvy, and so on. Okay, now because he had that mindset versus, okay, tech's not something I really want to get so involved in, so my first hire probably needs to handle all that for me. So see how we can change that story. We actually did go and hire him an admin assistant, but I want to let you know that when we hired the admin assistant, he had less choices and less options because he didn't have any kind of setup that would allow him to work really well with someone remotely. Now, when we hired that person, he still kept resisting and refusing to embrace that tech would revolutionize his business. So what we could have done is we could have recruited someone and said, okay, here's the zone of genius for this entrepreneur. And he doesn't, just like my father, he completely embraces that technology is game changing for business and will help you make money, make time, find joy, find purpose, and so on. But I don't want to do this section of the business myself. If we embrace that, we could have got that team member to move forward. But in terms of leading with purpose and vision, if your self-talk is, I'm not tech savvy, I don't like tech, I don't know how to use it, then you're not setting yourself up to move forward in a way that your business is embracing tech, okay? You've got to lead from the front. So what's your story around tech and how can you change it up in order to do better in business? So let's dive into a few things around that now. So you can think about that and change things up. And the next episode, I'll dive into AI and how I'm using it and how you can use it. The mindset around AI. The other day, after listening to someone go on and on about how AI was going to be the downfall of the universe again, I realized that AI is a lot like the COVID vaccine topic, right? So it's 2025 right now. So COVID hit in 2020. It's only a few years ago that the vaccine was the hot topic and it was horrendous. Like whether you were pro the vax or not pro the vax, oh my goodness, talk about politics and religion and these subjects that are like, oh my goodness. And I realized that this discussion around whether AI is good or bad, but particularly, I don't know, this AI is not good and I think it's terrible and all of this, it is a lot like the COVID vaccine subject. It's not worth entering into. And I also realized that it's about the lens you're looking through. And that's a lot like what I said about the way that you decide to see and tell the story. Okay, I choose to view AI through a lens that it is here to help us, okay? And you might be saying, oh no, I don't know about that. Well, that's the lens you're looking through. And I'm going to challenge you that you could choose to look through a new lens, okay? AI has reduced my mental load and given me back some more mental energy to spend on more high value things that impact more people, not only my clients, but my family. So what if AI is here to make everything better? What if AI is here to help us with the things that tech stole from us? Because tech has given us a lot, but it's taken a lot too. It's taken a lot of our time, our mental load. It's taken a lot of our focus. And what I'm personally finding with AI is it's giving me back a whole lot of stuff, okay? But I am also not someone who lives in a place of fear. I live in a place of faith, okay? Now that could be a whole nother episode. But in terms of tech, what's your mindset number one around tech, okay? Is your mindset, yes, I think tech's amazing. I love tech. I'm full steam ahead with tech. Is it I'm not very good at tech? I just use tech when I need to. Put yourself in one of those camps. 1, you want to do it all yourself. 2, you want to collaborate with team. And 3, you want to outsource the whole lot by leading with purpose, by being the leader. Yeah, the leader sets the vision, whereas a manager, totally different. Plan, organize, staff, direct, and control. Now, just on how we can help you with tech, always comes back to getting in touch. Tech will absolutely revolutionize how you win the work and do the work. Front end, brand marketing, selling, back end, business administration. Tech has the potential to help you do 10 times more in the same time, okay? And to win more work, to do more work, and so on, to make everything easier, to increase your income and your time. But where are you at and what kind of help do you need? In terms of helping you to discover that, that's about a conversation with us so we can help you understand what you should do next. And all of that is always free of charge. So just reach out if you think you need help so that we can have that conversation, remembering that there is something to suit every budget across DIY, done with you and done for you. It's about taking one step in that direction of success. And I will see you in the next episode. I hope you enjoyed that episode as much as I enjoyed recording it. I would love to help you start doing better in business right now by giving you a free little ebook. It's a how-to guide. It's called The 7 Deadly Cash Flow Sins. And also I've developed a business health check for you. It's super high value. Both are available at betterinbusiness.global. If you would like to fire your bookkeeper and hire a strategic bookkeeper to start enjoying a return on investment and get the support you need to optimize your business cash and profit and time wealth, simply visit betterinbusiness.global, drop me a line and I'll connect you with a certified strategic bookkeeper near you. I'll see you in the next episode.